Hi, I'm Angela, and this is Psychology Made Practical. So I'd like to talk a little bit about self-acceptance because that is a very powerful tool that is really general and used many different ways in psychology. And its effectiveness is only as good as how it's used. And the best way to make psychology practical is to make it real. And I'll use myself as an example. Trust me, I won't always use myself as an example because, as one of my colleagues says, you're not always everybody's favorite flavor of ice cream. So, and I'm sure that I'm going to see that in the comments section, which I'm kind of looking forward to. And that's kind of one of the ways I'm going to make this tool real and practical for you. Self-acceptance means I admit and fully 100% embrace that I'm human and that I have flaws and that I don't always get it right and that I can't be everything for everyone because I can't even be that for myself. Yeah, that is taking it to a real personal level. And to be really specific, I used to have an enormous amount of social anxiety. I mean, enormous. Like I would when I first started doing YouTube, which like, I don't know, like 20 years ago, like a long time. When it first came out, I started doing a couple of YouTube videos and I would be crushed by the comments. And I just couldn't imagine, how could people be so cruel, like, especially when they were the videos of my son. And he was like, 10 years old and doing cooking videos, and or science experiments, and he was like so adorable. He was my son, and they were so mean and cruel. And I'm thinking, don't you realize he's a real kid? Like, why would you be so mean? And then I watched some of the Catfish series. If you've never watched that, I encourage you to watch that. Wow, that's an eye-opener on some of these people who do troll and who are really mean on YouTube, and they're really hurting people. They're lonely and they're suffering and they need to lash out to feel some kind of normalcy. And while I don't encourage you to lash out, and I will delete and hide comments that are too rude down below. So like, be kind, right? I get it now, kind of, although I would never do it. It's not really my personality, but I kind of get it. Like, they're real people too, the people being mean. And so self-acceptance for me means I'm going to allow comments on these videos. And I know they're not all going to be great. And I know that I'm going to get dislikes because I'm too long-winded or too boring, or the topic wasn't explored enough, or probably I've oversimplified something and made someone feel inadequate or less deserving, and offended someone. And I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch of other reasons why you should hit the dislike button. And self-acceptance is allowing me to say, you know what? They're right. Sometimes I do oversimplify, and sometimes I'm only looking at it from my perspective. And I don't understand what it's like to be in everyone's shoes. There's some really traumatic events that people have experienced, really painful things, and I can't begin to imagine what they're going through, what you might be going through. And so I am going to offend at times, and that's really hard to say, and it's kind of painful to say right now. But part of my self-acceptance is I still have to move forward. I have only so much that I can offer, and what I can offer, I hope it's a blessing. And when it's not, move on. I don't need approval anymore because I've accepted myself. I don't need a million likes or views. They're helpful to know if I should keep going with the videos, and the comments are helpful to know what information you guys want to hear, because I don't want to just be talking to a wall just for no reason. Although actually I do find it kind of enjoyable, so I guess that's a reason. But so that's part of self-acceptance. It's this just sitting with what I am in the moment, and it doesn't mean that I'm not looking to improve. I'm always looking to improve. I actually took a new course recently, and now I'm a certified CBTI clinician, which means cognitive behavior therapy for insomnia, which is the #1 recommended treatment for insomnia from the American College of Physicians in the US. And that's great. I mean, that was great. It was a great learning experience, and I learned some new things, and I learned to change a few things on my own surveys that I do with my clients for integrated health coaching. So self-acceptance is like one of the most powerful things you can do, but it doesn't come easy, and it's not something you can just, okay, I'll just accept myself. It does take a bit of effort and work, and I'm hoping that the tools that I'm sharing in these videos will help you to gain that self-acceptance. And if you want more tools, I really encourage you to look at the free podcast from Dr. David Burns, and I'll put them in the description below. And if I forget, send me an email or post a comment. You can always access my emails on my website. I try to be available to people as much as possible. So please be kind in the comments below. And remember, we're all real people facing very real problems with our individual, personal, real feelings. So thank you for watching.